Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Oralia. You are at Style and Lipstick. Today it is, believe it or not, time for March beauty favorites. Can you believe it? The month has gone by pretty fast, but not fast enough. I don't know. March seemed to last forever for me. But yeah, so here we are at the end of March doing favorites. I sound so awkward. But before we get started, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe if you haven't already. I try to put up content 3 times a week. I'm mostly successful recently, but anyway, and my content is focused on makeup and beauty with an over 40 lens on it. That is what my channel is all about, and if you enjoy my video, don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you are returning, thank you. I really appreciate you coming back to hang out and talk about makeup with me. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. The first product that I wanted to talk about was a product that I am absolutely obsessed with. I literally have not been able to put this down since I bought it. And that is the Anastasia Beverly Hills and Amrezy collab highlight. Guys, this highlight is stunning. It is stunning. Look at that. It is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I've got it on my cheeks right now, and I mean, look at that shine. Now, I went really heavy with the highlight. It is really beaming right now, but what I like about the highlight is that it is buildable. You know, you can go in with a soft hand and lay down just a really soft wash of this, or you can layer it on, and it just looks so pretty. I mean, the shine is amazing, and I kid you not when I say that ever since I first tried this, I have used it every single day since. Every single day since I tried it, because it is that good. I love it. I can't stop using it. I don't want to use any other highlight. This is the one for me. Yes, you are the one for me. You know, and we all say, I've got so many highlights, I don't know that I need another one. If you love a really good highlight, you really need to give this one a try. You need to take a look at it. You need to apply it to your face. It is not glittery in the least. It is very shimmery. It is really nice, and it's not powdery. It is highlighting goodness, man. It is just beautiful. And it doesn't emphasize texture. It doesn't have any glitters. It's not chunky. It looks really wet. And I love that. Especially if you're concerned with maturing skin about texture and such, this does not emphasize the texture at all. You know, it doesn't emphasize any wrinkles, besides which you can go in light and then you can build it up and find the amount that's right for you. And it just looks really pretty on the skin. I definitely urge you to give it a try, because it is so pretty and I am madly in love with it. The next item that is landed on my favorites list for March is the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. And I have tried pretty much every eyebrow product out there, or so it seems, and I'd never tried the Benefit brow pencils, and I finally decided to give it a try because I ran out and I needed to replace my brow products anyway, so I gave it a shot, and I am absolutely in love with this brow pencil. This has probably got to be the best brow pencil that I have tried for myself. The texture or the consistency of the brow pencil is like the perfect consistency, because it is not too stiff and waxy. It is not too soft and creamy. It's right in the middle, and it just works beautifully at helping me to fill in my brows. I really love this product. It's one of those why did I wait so long to try you kind of products, but I am so happy that I finally did try it out, because honestly, I think this brow pencil is probably my holy grail brow pencil. I can't see myself going to any of the others. I really love the formula of this brow pencil. I think it is fabulous. It is so good. The next item that I wanted to talk about is one that, you know, I'm reunited and it feels so good. And it is my MAC Fix Plus. This is in the coconut scent. That's why the bottle looks a little bit, I don't know, to me the bottle looks kind of dingy, but it's a yellowish kind of color. Despite it being scented, MAC Fix Plus is got to be, in my opinion, one of the best fixing sprays that's out there. I have tried a few. I've tried some from the drugstore. I've tried some from, higher end. It's been about 6 months, maybe a little bit longer since I've had any MAC Fix Plus, and I finally decided to replace it. I decided to take a small break from it to see if there was something else out there, and nothing else compares to the MAC Fix Plus. Now, I do want to try the Morphe setting spray, but and I don't know if it's a fix spray or setting spray. It doesn't matter. They both kind of do the same thing, as far as like the one common thing that they have is that they settle the powders down. It's just that a setting spray actually sets your makeup, and a fix spray just kind of isn't setting your makeup for long wear. It's mostly just, melting all of the powders together, which the MAC Fix Plus does that excellently. It really, really does a great job of calming all the powders down, and it is a multi-use product. You can use it to prep your skin before a makeup application. You can use it throughout your makeup application. You can use it to really emphasize highlight if you want to, and primarily though, I use it to settle all of the powders once I'm done with all of my makeup. It kind of helps everything melt together very nicely, and it all looks very cohesive. So I really, really love Fix Plus. I'm so happy to have it back in my life, and that is why it has landed on my favorites list this month. The other favorite that I have is an old favorite that I fell out of love with and have now fallen back in love with, and that is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. I loved this mascara so much about a year ago, and then I fell out of love with it last year sometime. I have not been able to find any mascaras that I liked as much as I liked it. I fell out of love with it because I felt like the formula had changed, and I still think that maybe the formula has changed, but I could not find any mascaras that I liked as much as I liked this one. So despite falling out of love with it, I decided to try it again, and I am back in love with it because it's just, it's the perfect mascara for me. It provides length, it provides volume, and it's just really a nice mascara that wears well. I don't ever have to worry about flaking. I really do like the applicator. It's probably one of the best applicators out there because if you're familiar with it, it has a curved brush that is plastic, but it's got long teeth on this side, very short teeth on this side, so it's really good at getting the uppers and the upper lashes and the lower lashes, and it lasts for a long time. Like I said, doesn't smudge, doesn't flake, any of those things. It's really a good mascara. Again, I have fallen in love with it once again. We are reconciled, and we are again in a relationship. The next product I wanted to talk about is a lip pencil from Flower Beauty, and this is the Petal Pout lip pencil. This particular one that I have is in Toffee. I really, really love the formula of this lip pencil. Like the Benefit Brow, Precisely My Brow, this lip pencil has got the perfect consistency. It's not too stiff, it's not too soft, and it does what it's supposed to. It lines the lips, creates a sharp line, keeps lipsticks from bleeding, all that jazz. And it is a retractable pencil. That's a plus. I don't necessarily care for wood pencils just because I hate having to be bothered with sharpening, although I will if I come across a good one. And then it also has a little sharpener on it, in the pencil. So all around, this is a really fabulous lip pencil. I really like it. The consistency, like I said, is very creamy. I can wear this on its own without my lips feeling dried out. I can, put lip gloss on top and it wears just like a lipstick, or I can just use it to line my lips. Anyway, I love it, and I need to get more of the shades. I only have Toffee because I was just trying it out. I do love it so much that I do believe I am going to go out and get some more. And bonus, my local Ulta carries Flower Beauty in store. I'm definitely going to pick up more of these because I'm super happy that Ulta is now carrying Flower Beauty. The next item that I have for you guys is very random, and it is the Lip Smacker. Now this one is in the Coca-Cola series. This is in Cherry Cola or Cherry Coke, but just lip smackers in general. I go on and on and on about the La Mer lip balm. It is very healing, and it is a very good lip balm. I'm not gonna say that, this has replaced my La Mer lip balm, but This lip balm is really, really good as an overnight conditioning balm. Surprisingly, at least for me it is. I will put a nice generous coating of this before I go to bed, and I wake up the next morning. I can still feel the lip balm on my lips, but when I go to brush my teeth, and I've got a spare toothbrush that I use to scrub my lips, or I'll use one of my lip scrubs. When I go to brush my teeth in the morning and I do a lip scrub, my lips feel so soft. They are in such good condition after sleeping with lip smackers on my lips all night long. I kid you not. Not to mention the fact that throughout the day, you know, when I've got chapped lips, or when, you know, my lips are dry, I'll just put some of this on. Dryness resolved. Now, recently, and I'm talking about like in the last week or so, I've had a cold, and for whatever reason, colds always cause my lips to like completely shrivel up and dry out. So right now, it's not as effective at healing my dry lips or helping, you know, to keep them moisturized. Nothing keeps my dry lips moisturized right now. I don't know why when I have a cold, my lips get so chapped, but they do. But the lip smackers have been helping with that as well. I really love it, and they're so cheap. You can go to Target or any drugstore and pick some of these up. They come in all kinds of flavors, and this has been one of my absolute favorites this month. You know, just kind of like I said, putting a thick layer of lip smackers on before bed and waking up the next morning, and my lips are like super, super soft. Weird, I know, but you know, hey, it works. The next product that I have to talk about as a favorite is the Anastasia Soft Glam Palette. I did a review video on this, so I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail, but I have been using this a lot. I really love this palette. I think that this palette, first of all, it has a pink kind of color story happening. This eyeshadow palette is really, really beautiful. It is one that if you're looking for a very wearable palette, you know, so something that you can either do like just a soft daytime look or a really nice nighttime look, this eyeshadow palette is bomb for that. I love the color story. First of all, it's a very soft kind of vintagey romantic pink, or rose. You know, it just reminds me of vintage roses and vintage. It's just really, really pretty. It's a very pretty palette, very, very wearable. It is actually something that you can easily take from day to night and is just going to give you a beautiful look. You have a whole variety of shadows to choose from. There are a lot of shadows in here that are already in the Anastasia collection. However, it's, you know, been put into this palette, and I'm not upset about the fact that I've got repeats, because I like that some of my favorite shadows for Anastasia are in this palette, honestly. And you can take it kind of warm, you can take it a little bit cooler, because the orange soda, burnt orange, sienna, mulberry, all of those shadows are kind of on the warm side of the spectrum. Rustic is one that kind of straddles the fence as far as warmth. It looks warm in the pan, but it does come across a little bit cool toned, at least on me. And then you've got Dusty Rose, which is a kind of a cooler toned dusty pink kind of shade. And then you've got these beautiful shimmers. You know, my absolute favorite eyeshadow in this palette is Sultry, which is a beautiful bronze, but you do have to be careful with the two shimmer shadows right here. These two guys, and I would even say probably Rose Pink. These three shimmer shadows right here, you do have to be kind of careful with them because they are very, very soft. Outstanding palette, really, really good for everyday wearable looks. The next eyeshadow palette that I'm going to talk about is actually, I'm talking about two because I kind of use them together, and that is the Pat McGrath Labs Mothership Sublime Bronze Ambition Palette and the Urban Decay Naked Petite Heat. I've done a review on both of these. I will have them linked down in the description bar below. I pair these together because the Bronze Ambition palette, and this is something that Pat McGrath tends to do, she doesn't provide a lot of matte eyeshadows in her eyeshadow palettes. I don't think that she follows the traditional, or at least the YouTube way of us doing makeup, where we've got, like, you know, a bunch of matte eyeshadows as our transitions. I think that, you know, her makeup artists tend to use shimmery shadows in transition, and I'm not I'm not a fan of that necessarily. I just don't find it flattering on my eyes in particular. You may. She only provided one matte eyeshadow in this palette, and I need more than one matte eyeshadow, so I don't have a problem bringing in another palette, especially when it's a small one like this, to supplement the Bronze Ambition. But what I love about the Bronze Ambition are the metallic eyeshadows in the palette. Not to mention the color story is very wearable for my lifestyle, so this is what I gravitate to. But the metallic eyeshadows in this palette are, bar none, some of the most beautiful metallic foiled type eyeshadows that I own. And then the Naked Petite Heat is all of the good things out of the Naked Heat in a small palette. I always, when I talked about the Naked Heat palette, I always talked about the matte eyeshadows being probably the best matte eyeshadows that Urban Decay has ever come out with, and that I really would have liked it had they made just a matte eyeshadow palette. Well, they kind of have with the Petite Heat. The only color that is unique is this shade here called Wild Thing. It's that brighter orange shadow. And I know that there have been videos out that talk about how this is kind of like, it's not a supplement to the Naked Heat, because essentially they took some of their eyeshadows, renamed them, maybe changed the color very slightly, and then repackaged them for sale. Maybe, but I really do like this little palette. I think it's beautiful. I think that matte eyeshadows are gorgeous. You can come up with all kinds of matte looks. They're not too intense like the Sassy Siennas. I love the Sassy Siennas, don't get me wrong, but they're super, super intense. This is not quite as intense, but in the same color family or the same type of color story. And it pairs very, very well with the Bronze Ambition palette. So this has also been a favorite only because I've been using those two together. Although today I did branch out a little bit. I am using the Mothership palette on my eyes, but I instead this time around paired it with the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette, and that's also a really beautiful combination, just saying. I think that does it for all of my beauty favorites. I do have one non-beauty favorite, or maybe you want to call it a lifestyle favorite, I don't know. But recently I have satellite, and I cut my satellite off because they were super expensive, and decided to do just streaming. And as a result, I've got Hulu, and one of my favorites, and this is kind of almost a guilty pleasure that I'm admitting to here, but one of my favorites for the month of March is I've been binge watching America's Next Top Model. Yeah, I've been binge watching America's Next Top Model like a fiend, and I have been loving it, loving it. I don't know. There were a lot of people that liked the show. There were a lot of people that disliked the show. I really liked the show. I didn't catch it necessarily when it was on air, actually like running as a series until closer to the end. I think I only caught one full cycle actually that I watched as it was happening. I really enjoyed America's Next Top Model back, you know, when they show reruns, and they would show reruns of it, you know, and do like marathons of it. And so I would catch a season here and there, but I've never seen them from season 1 to the end. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I am actually currently on season 6. But what really fascinated me about it, because I'm not like, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to binge watch that. I don't want to get sucked into that. But what really drew me in is the fact that this series started before YouTube beauty became a thing, you know, before there was a beauty guru. This series was happening, and I'm really fascinated with it. This was before YouTube. This was before blogging really became a thing. You have these girls that are trying to become fashion models, top fashion models or whatever. And what I find so fascinating about it, other than it being a pre-YouTube kind of show, if you do beauty shots, you know, if you do any kind of makeup shots on Instagram, or, you know, if you're doing them for blogging or for video like YouTube, they teach you a lot. You know, it's really kind of funny because I'm watching the series and I'm actually learning how to emote in pictures. I'm learning tips and tricks on how to take a great selfie. Now, granted, America's Next Top Model was not about selfies. You had an actual photographer that was taking your pictures, but you have to pose your face. You got to pose your body. You know, like Janice Dickinson said, you have to find the light. You know, all of those little tips and tricks, and I'm all like, this is so fun because I'm applying a lot of what I'm learning from America's Next Top Model and how I'm taking my pictures, how I'm taking my thumbnails, how I'm doing my pictures for Instagram, all this and that, right? And I'm applying a lot of what I'm learning, and it's so much fun, and I'm having a good time with it. So that's why that particular show is made it onto my March favorites. I've been just obsessed with watching it and learning everything that I can from good old Tyra. Yeah, it's really a lot of fun to kind of watch the show and think about how we didn't have YouTube back then. This is what was available to a lot of young girls. And now you've got YouTube, which is a whole industry. I mean, YouTube has essentially brought about a renaissance for the cosmetics industry. What would that show be today? Now that we have YouTube and blogging, and you've got all these fashion influencers, lifestyle influencers, you know, you've got all these people in, you know, us, you know, those of us that do beauty videos and things like that. I'm enjoying watching the show. I think it's a lot of fun to watch. It's teaching me a lot. That made it onto my March favorites as well. Enough yammering. I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it off now. I've gone through all of my beauty products. I could talk about America's Next Top Model for ages because I like it that much. That is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you again so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you in my next video. Bye.